Morning, friends. Today I am working on finishing up some decorating of cookies for an event I have tomorrow for my cookbook, which is my Little Michigan Kitchen. This recipe for these decorated sugar cookies is in my book. So if you happen to have it and you want to be making your own decorated cookies, especially this time of year, graduation season, I thought I would just quick show the basics of how to get yourself started. So here's the basically the main stages. So what you do, when you first make your icing, you do it a little bit thicker than what you're going to use to fill in the center. So you just give a gentle squeeze with your piping bag, and you let the icing kind of flow and land on the cookie. Don't let the tip touch the surface of the cookie, or your lines will be jaggedy and you might get crumbs into your icing. So you just kind of do a quick outline. You'll get faster as you go. Obviously I'm not going real fast right now, but that's because I'm talking at the same time. So you'll let this set for a few minutes. You don't have to let it set a real long time, but enough that you're not going to jiggle it too much. And so then you're going to, I'll just swap these out. Then what you'll do is it's called flooding, where you put the thinner, you thin out the icing a little bit with just a little bit of light corn syrup. The reason you use corn syrup instead of like milk or water is because it helps the sugars not to crystallize, and then once it sets, if you don't have any of the corn syrup in there, it has like a white sort of a spider web looking appearance on your really pretty cookies. Trust me, I learned the hard way on a lot of really pretty cookies that I needed to do it that way. Add just a little bit of corn syrup to help slow down the crystallization. So you're going to take your thinner version of your icing and you're just going to kind of dollop it on there with any old spoon or anything, however you like, and then to spread it out. And I'm hoping you can tell sort of the consistency that you want. Use just like a toothpick. I use this, is basically just it's made for cookie decorating. It's just essentially a metal toothpick with a handle, nothing too crazy. But so what you're going to do is you're going to work your way around and kind of just, I usually hold the cookie and tilt it the way that I want the icing to kind of go, so that I'm using gravity in my favor. But and again, try not to scrape against the surface of the actual cookie when you're doing this, so that you don't disrupt, any crumbs or anything that would maybe make your icing a little bit messy. And you just kind of work it around until everything is nice and smooth and all the way up to the edges. And that is basically all you need to do. And then just kind of peek around. If there happen to be any little air bubbles or anything, you can pop them. Make sure everything's smooth. Then you just set them aside, let them set until they're completely, if you're going to put any like decorations on top, like I think I'm going to put a heart for the city of where I'm visiting. You want to let them sit for several hours before you would package them up or anything. But especially if you're going to put like another color of decoration on top, if you're going to pipe anything. So like I'll give them a few hours before I pipe on the heart, and then I'll give them several hours after that before I package them up into the individual cellophane. But hopefully this will give you an idea of kind of what to do if you are hoping to decorate your own cookies. And in terms of the tips that I use on the piping bags, these are just a Wilton brand, and I like the number 2 is what I use today. You can do a number 1, but the trick is it's so thin that if there's any kind of a lump or anything in your icing, you'll just clog the tip over and over, and it's not fun. So I like to do a 2. You can even do a 3 if you want your resulting icing to be nice and thick. I often do a 3. I just happen to do a 2 usually. Anyhow, I hope you have a great time decorating. Have fun with it, and let me know how they turn out.